Tonight on AEW Dark, Shinsuke Nakamura is in action against Konosuke Takeshita. Also, Charles Betts will respond to Taz's offer, and Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy team up for the first time ever in AEW in a big blockbuster main event. Orange Cassidy against Sammy Guevara. So this colossal edition of AEW Dark kicks off with Shinsuke Nakamura up against Konosuke, and it is Shinsuke that goes over. He defeats Konosuke in 8 minutes 11 after a Samoan driver. Should be a Kinshasa there. That's the move we've been rolling with, that he's been taunting Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston with as of late, and this match gets a 59. Really impressed with Konosuke's in-ring performance there, and it's good to note that Shinsuke and Konosuke have good in-ring chemistry. Well, after the match, Eddie Kingston is at the top of the entranceway with a mic, and he's hyping up Jon Moxley against Nakamura this Saturday at Fyter Fest. He warns Nakamura that he's going to wish he never got involved in their business. Shinsuke Nakamura watches on in the ring with a smirk on his face. And then Jon Moxley slides into the ring, mocks a gun at Nakamura's head. Nakamura turns round, sees Mox, then drops and rolls out of the ring in the nick of time, saying not today. Mox kicks the bottom rope in frustration as Nakamura exits through the crowd. We get a nice big 73 rating there. One of the better ratings that we've got on Dark, but again, it's just an angle, a segment after a match as we roll into our next match of the evening. It's tag team action, and Brian Pillman Jr. is back, and he is back with a friend in Griff Garrison. We are rolling with the Varsity Blondes. So high on them at the moment in real life, and they do defeat the Acclaimed here after 6 minutes 56. Brian Pillman getting the pin after returning to AEW. And I felt it's the right direction anyway to team Pillman up with Griff Garrison, not just because of what they're doing in real life together, but also to flesh out the tag team division in this save. Up next, a quick promo plays, hyping up Dax and Cash and Santana and Ortiz, two tag teams that have been on a collision course for some time here in AEW. It's announced that at Fyter Fest this Saturday, not next week, they will finally collide, and the winners will go on to receive a shot at Matt and Nick, the Young Bucks World Tag Team Championships at All Out. We could go down that route of going full circle. When I first started this save, we did start with that first pay-per-view being All Out, and it was FTR against the Young Bucks there. We'll just have to wait and see where things go. As up next, Charles Betts is seen backstage looking for someone. Maybe Taz. He eventually finds him. Taz seems happy to see him and expects his answer. Betts has Taz's card in his hands, tapping it against his thumb. And he tells Taz, thank you, but no thank you. He's had a better offer. And he throws the card at Taz as he walks away. Taz is pissed. So what does this mean? Charles Betts has had a better offer? Who from? We're going to find out soon, I'm sure. And up next, Dr. Britt Baker against Thunder Rosa. These two have been at each other's throats in real life, and they were in this match as well. But it is Dr. Britt Baker that comes out on top, beating Thunder Rosa in 7 minutes 38 after a fast roll-up in this match. Unfortunately, did call the crowd a little bit, but the crowd was brought back up. As up next, Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy teaming for the first time ever against the Private Party, who are on a bit of a losing streak at the moment, and that did continue here on this episode of Dark. Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy defeating Private Party in 10 minutes 10. Darby Allin with the pin on Isaiah Cassidy after a coffin drop, and Darby Allin carrying the match in terms of in-ring performance with a 75. And this match, unfortunately, was poorly placed. I did set it down to high spots, as you can imagine. Darby Allin, Jeff Hardy, not so much, but with Isaiah and Marquen, it needed to be done, but it was poorly placed in the end. Darby Allin celebrates up on the middle rope after picking up a huge win against Private Party. Jeff Hardy stands holding his midsection after it was targeted by both Marquen and Isaiah Cassidy throughout the match. He seems a bit put out as Darby continues to celebrate. Jeff has seen enough and leaves. Darby steps down and expects Jeff to be there so they can maybe raise each other's arms, but he's already up the ramp with his back turned. It's certainly building up to something here with Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin, and Matt Hardy sandwiched in between as well, as we roll into our main event of the evening. This match getting the crowd buzzing, and in about that good heat and decent wrestling, Orange Cassidy drew with Sammy Guevara after a double count out, both taking the fight to the outside. I was swaying towards more of a Sammy Guevara win, but Orange Cassidy is in desperate need of something here in AEW, so I felt a double count out was the right decision here, because after the match, Sammy Guevara attacks Orange Cassidy. Jeff Cobb and Brian Cage, also of Team Taz, climb into the ring. Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta also climb in. All 6 stare at one another, and then they collide. 3 versus 3, trading bombs, and then War Machine's music hits, and out come both Rowe and Hanson, and Sarah Rowe is finally back as they race to the ring. Team Taz split, not wanting any part of it, as they would have certainly been outnumbered there. Just 3 against 5, or I suppose 6, if you want to include Sarah Rowe there. So Team Taz still getting under the skin of Rowe and Hanson. They're not done yet. Hanson returning from injury as well, as this episode of Dark finishes with a huge 65. That's our best rating for Dark so far. Well, in recent months anyway. So everything pointing in the right direction. We're really fleshing out some of the storylines, some different storylines as well. New ones starting and existing ones carrying on. So really good episode. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll see you all very soon for the next episode of Dynamite.